Hi, my name is Ananna Rafa. I'm a Bangladeshi-born artist and arts facilitator working in Toronto. I'm exhibiting alongside John Delante for the show called Shrouded. It's a part of Contact Photography Festival, and it explores love in all its capacities, including friendships and romantic relationships. This show features work from my thesis project in my fourth year of undergrad at TMU, and it is from a book that's forthcoming called Searching for Mustard Fields, and the project really explores intimacy, love, and shame in the form of secret relationships. So the inspiration for this work really came with the imagery and aesthetics of Bollywood cinema, specifically the quintessential 90s film Dilwale Dulhania Le Jayenge, or known as DDLJ. So Dilwale Dulhania Le Jayenge explores relationship between two characters who are in love with each other but unable to be together because of familial and social restrictions. And there's a very famous scene in the film which features lovers meeting in a mustard field. So I think aesthetically, when I saw this, I really wanted to actually shoot two lovers meeting in a mustard field. And obviously I found out that in Canada we don't really have mustard fields, so I still wanted to keep the name. So this project initially started as a photo book project, and so bringing this project into the gallery space, I found that took away a lot of the intimacy that you're faced with flipping through the pages of the book. I think that the stories of these people are so vast that I didn't feel that singular pieces could really talk about the whole essence of the book. I would say the process was actually very slow. These people are friends of mine, so I think that there was a part of comfortability that really played into the act of photographing, which made it easier for me to access this level of intimacy. I would often spend a whole day with them. I would talk about their relationship. I would talk about my own relationship. Sometimes when I photograph with a waist-level viewfinder, I find that the images are not very invasive, because it's not me holding the camera to my eye and you can't see my face, you can't talk to me. I'm very much accessible to the people I'm photographing. We're constantly having conversation, and it's just like me going through the day with them, really, and I'm photographing as the moments are passing. So I think that is where I was able to capture the more intimate moments. A part of the work is, yes, inspired by Bollywood, but it's photographically very much inspired by the work of Laura Latinsky. So when I was working through this project with my thesis advisor and artist Mira Margaret Singh, she pointed me to the work of Laura Latinsky's Venus Inferred, which in this way also explores couples and love and the way love presents itself right in front of the camera. So this image is a pairing of two images from my archive, and it's called Scarred, or The Moon Also Has Its Marks. So it talks about the concept of women being scarred because they are in a relationship outside of marriage. And I found that the way we talk about women in this way is very conducive to shame. So I wanted to sort of flip this and talk about it in a positive light. The moon is symbolic in many cultures and religions as sort of a sacred object, as well as it's talked about in Bollywood as being a very beautiful object. And so I wanted to sort of pair the two and talk about how the moon also has scars and marks, yet it is still seen as a beautiful thing. This aspect of the light box came to mind when I thought about the presentation of this work. First of all, I think that a part of the show I really wanted to experiment. I think I want to move away from doing just straight photography just on a white wall. I felt that these two pieces in particular, first of all, I think that they go really well together color-wise. This image in particular is really the first time I thought that this project was going the direction I really wanted to go. This was the starting point aesthetically for me in trying to find a visual language to tell this story. I often feel like Bollywood is central to many South Asian identities. And it is often the first time that we're introduced to this concept of love. It was the first time I was introduced to the concept of love, and it is sort of unlike my present day experience where I'm unable to talk about love in this openness. So speaking more directly about marital practices in South Asia and courtship in South Asian communities, it differs from the West in which that love is not often the factor for people coming together. And it's often actually seen as a taboo or shameful to have relationships outside of marriage, first of all. And also, we are not really open to pick our own partners in love. So coming from a background of generations of this sort of policing of love, I feel that for me, Bollywood was an escape in which that I could relate myself to the struggles the characters were facing. I think that for generations, and I think that this goes for my own family as well, we've carried this belief that love is akin to shame, and I'm really trying to unearth that and protest against that, really. This show is dedicated to the people in my life who are not afforded the agency of choice. Love is political and love is an act of protest. And with this show, I wanted to normalize speaking about love without the implications of shame within the South Asian diaspora.